How do?
Come on.
You see, let me set off from where Angakwesi stopped. When you take this constitution and read Article 243,
okay,
where King Zube's appointments emanate from actually, it doesn't mention anywhere that you belong to a chiefdom.
Nation palace or a chiefdom. Okay.
Generally speaking, it doesn't mention anywhere. However, in the spirit of collaboration, harmony, and cooperation, we work with our traditional chiefs. And clearly so, this constitution has distinguished our chiefdom or our chieftaincy institutions as well, per Article 270, again, when you read it. But let me put it aside. This gentleman who decided to say that, look, state institution clothed with the law to assist you do what is right, he would not deal with them, was once a chief executive in Obuasi. I don't know whether you've followed his history.
Yeah.
He was a municipal chief executive of Obuasi. The question I want to ask, when he was municipal chief executive and so wish to have a clean city or town, what legacy did he leave behind Obuasi? That's the first question.
So you're talking about track record?
Yes, let's follow his legacy. He has been a municipal chief executive. Okay, now you have come to a metropolitan chief executive. What was the legacy in Obuasi? Before you come with all these statements of emotional blackmail, me I call it emotional blackmail, to have spoken untoward, to have spoken unguarded, without recourse to the law, and then you quickly bring in the Otumfuo. Otumfuo Kumasi there was it. It's emotional blackmail. So that knowing what wrong you have committed, you will quickly go and hide under Otumfuo in case there's supposed to be some apologies to be rendered. He will speak for you. The venerable Otumfuo that I know will never countenance what is lawlessness. He will never. In as much as he wished for Garden City or for Kumasi to look good, he would not say, let us visit barbarism on people in Kumasi. He will not say that. I'm not sure. That is why we first have to look at the track record of this gentleman, because he said King Zuba or whatever. I listened to him when I was coming in the car. He was being interviewed. And was still seeking to justify what he said.
Really?
Yes.
Even this morning?
This morning, I was listening to him. He didn't. He did not explicitly say that, look, I am supporting what I said. But he said, look, Uba Kumasi, I'm out for Tonchijiga Kwanso. Put some vigor.
So it tells me that nobody has called him
to order yet. This morning,
to even say, my brother,
I listened to live interview.
Stop this.
He was saying, and even gave examples of race course. I have stayed in Kumasi a bit. Gave examples of Kijetia around whatever. He was giving some examples, talking about people who were selling, this used clothing with rings and hanging them. He's going to make sure that all this. And he mentioned that he would slaughter people's cows or bulls and give to the people. I listened to him this morning. He mentioned it. You see, and I think that, look, that's why I quoted Article 243 where he comes from. This constitution, apart from it being a constitution, has what we call constitutionalism. And the lawyers and law students will tell you what constitutionalism is. And Kwesi Onko have suffered a lot in this country to ensure that the Bill of Rights of we citizens of this country is respected. And what's our Bill of Rights? It emanates from the constitutionalism. They have fought hard. I've read their history. The likes of Akufo-Addo, the likes of who? Jake Mensah and people rose up to ensure that, look, not a single authority in this country must go unchecked. Even the president has limits. There are things he cannot do. That is why there's judicial review pronounced in our constitution. Then you tell us that we are going to pay you, then you will get a pickup with 10 boys in there. And he even asked that with some infantry, that my banner said, we are like he said, my boys didn't know how in we're free. The boys know how. There and then, beatings. You see, the danger this poses is that when we all go quiet and don't speak up and allow this to fester, it's going to be dangerous. Like-minded people like him will also come up. That is why I said, look, let's first go to Obuasi, check. What was his track record? What did he do? He's claiming that he wants to clean Kumasi. Did you clean Obuasi first? This small town. 2, you have come to Kumasi. Who tells you that communication doesn't solve it all? Even the Akan language, I don't speak Twi so much. But in Twi, they say, Kasade ma abato. Is that not what they say?
Yeah, but you speak Twi very well.
Communication.
Yeah, you speak Twi well.
Absolutely. Yeah. Communication alone solves it all. And communication alone can destroy it all.
Yeah.
You see, in this sense, he has used communication to destroy himself and destroy the good intentions of the President of the Republic of Ghana. What good intention did the president have? He thought that you were going to do a good job and represent him there. That's why he appointed you. But you have gone, and your fair statements and your actions and inactions has proven the President of the Republic of Ghana wrong. That is why Uncle Kwesi is questioning the due diligence they did before appointing him. I know. I have gone to vet people who have appointed DCs before. I went to Western region and I did some vetting when we were in power. I went to Oti region, I did that. It was a process, and they came to Jubilee House and they were vetted again before the final list will come. So through all this vetting, what did they unearth from this gentleman, King Zuba? Or it's just the fact that I'm an NDC and that ends, go and sit there. Sadly, I don't know how true this is. The minister is appearing to support him. The TikTok minister, Ashanti regional minister, also wants to say he supports what the gentleman is saying. I read somewhere like that. I think that's dangerous. You see, what some of these things can do. Amoro, you and I are Muslims, and we know the history of Makaranta, Arabic schools, the madrasa. You know those days, it got to a point kids didn't even want to go to Makaranta.
Because we're flogged.
We're flogged. So until Malam said, look, this is not the way to go. We can't be flogging people in the name of wanting them to learn. What you do is that it gets to a point the person rises up. You know, insurrections and revolutions and all those, it happens when you pin the person to the wall. Are you telling me if King Zuba should go to Kumasi town and flog people and beat people 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? More so when it's not even a stronghold of your party, they won't rise up against you. And won't your government become unpopular? Why are people not just being so intelligent?
Okay.
So I think that, in fact, his statements were uncalled for, was wrong in the eyes of the law.
Yeah.
The Constitution, we are governed, all of us here. Look, Article 15 of the Constitution talks about human dignity. Read it. It tells you how to dignify your fellow human being. And you are telling us that in the full glare of the public, I will beat you and flog you and take you out. Really? Would have recourse to the laws of this country. So, look, we should all condemn it.
Yeah.
And I will want to second Uncle Kwesi's proposition that, look, it will be more scandalous even if this man is still at post. I know what.
You also think he should be given a sack?
Immediately. To serve as a deterrent. Why? When somebody mentioned Tria, just Tria alone, he was sacked.
Okay.
You remember the DC who said Tria under NDC?
Yeah.
John Mahama, the same John Dramani Mahama, he was sacked immediately. The fact that he didn't control his temperament in a public function or at a public function and asked who said Tria and then moved out, the president issued him a sack and later called him back. I think that this gentleman who is, look, he's fighting this constitution per Article 3. Well, for you to say you don't even work with the constitution, you don't work with state institution, it means you don't even believe in the constitution that appointed you. There's no business being there as a GMA boss. No, he has no business. He has no business. His temperament is really not going to help us.
Yeah.
Who says that you cannot engage with the people properly? Talk to them. Let them see the need to, if you like, decongest certain areas in the city.
Okay.
Who says that when you propose that, look, through the Youth Development Authority, Ministry, you can get young people to be recruited to say that, look, these people are supposed to help with this Sama 10, find a way of clearing these areas. We'll talk to the leaders around. You can do all this with interactions.
Right.
But I don't think his mode of trying to clean Kumasi is what we want to have as a people.
Yeah.
It's really sad and it's bad and must be condemned.
I mean, he believes in the end justifying the means.
Which is the end?
The end is he wants to keep Kumasi. He wants to get Kumasi clean.
Look, we have
so even if it means beating people up to get Kumasi clean, he doesn't think anything.
The law doesn't allow him to do that.
Yes, he's not talking law.
He himself, he's not talking law.
He's talking lawlessness.
The law brought him there. Then he has no business being there in the first place. If you are not talking law, then walk out.
But Kamal, did you refer to the minister as a TikTok minister, the Ashanti regional minister?
You
referred to him as TikTok minister?
Why? He himself, when he was being vetted, he alluded to the fact that he's always on TikTok.
We all like social media.
No, but I'm not wrong.
What's the problem with him being?
No, I'm not saying it was a problem. It's a description.
I've heard people refer to him as such. And
yes, he himself, he was asked, and I think he was.
But he didn't say he's a TikTok minister.
No,
there's a difference between.
TikTok.
Yeah, but doesn't make him a TikTok minister.
No, if minister is on TikTok, he's not a TikTok.
You're on TikTok.
So I can be TikTok Kamal. So it doesn't matter. What's wrong with that? He's a minister who likes TikTok.
The reason why I'm raising this issue is that sometimes the impression it creates is that the person does is be on TikTok. The person is not working. That's the impression it creates. No, I'm saying it's the pressure that he creates.
Look,
so I have a difficulty when we.
If he dresses in his house to go to the office, he puts on TikTok. Oh, you've not watched him since he became a minister.
Yeah, but it doesn't make him a TikTok minister. So we are okay. So hold on. We're all on Facebook.
Yes.
Can I call you Facebook?
It doesn't matter. I don't mind. I post on Facebook.
I find it a little condescending when
you go. Going to eat food, he puts on TikTok.
Yeah, but that's making him a TikTok
Anybody
minister.
who can TikTok, he's on TikTok. So why would I call him TikTok?
No, I'm just saying that it's a little condescending and a little demeaning when you call somebody TikTok minister. Between yes,
a minister is on TikTok.
Yes.
I'm calling him a
TikTok minister. I mean, it's a little.
It's not fair.
He lost TikTok. Okay, fine. I think if you are going to give me some interpretation that you feel is not, of course, I withdraw then.
Thank you. I know you would do
that's
that.
Fine.
I know you do that. But Kojotu Waffle has a message for you. Kojotu Waffle says that.
He's my good friend. Where is he now? He says what? He says,
good morning, Moro. He says, good morning, Moro and Akokwesi. And good morning, Kamal-Deen.
Yeah.
Kamal-Deen, stop lying. That you don't speak Tree that well. You speak better Tree than Dagbani. you have gotten rice, beans, and cola leaf. So you are cooking wache and what? Koso. Your turn will come. Be so eloquent when that comes.